You know, I'm just going to go live without this guy. I mean, he's running late. Work gets in the way, unfortunately, of things. So whenever Ballz is ready to go from his paying job, then we'll welcome him onto the show. But I figured, instead of making you wait, I would open up the show. And if you want to leave a comment now, later, any point. Exactly. Anthony Jackson, stupid work. Yeah. Although I love your profile picture, man. I absolutely love that. And I got like a hair that's not like cooperating. I'm gonna be fidgeting with that all show long here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you may be watching this. Live every Thursday night at about 8:05 Eastern time is when the Low Blow goes live. Every Wednesday is Table Talk. That's about 8:05 Eastern again. And replays on demand if you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube or on Twitch. So keep that in mind. Well, hello, young lady. Nice to see you there. So yeah, keep that in mind. Interact with us. I say us. Like there's somebody else around right now. There's not, because he's late. Paying job comes first. I don't know why that is. It has been a long time. Anyway, thank you to Wrestling Inc., by the way. I don't know how many of you guys look at the dirt sheets, these websites. Wrestling Inc. picking up the story about Bobby Lashley and his fantasy booking against Brock Lesnar, which was kind of cool. If you missed Table Talk this week or you haven't checked it out yet, I strongly urge you do so. I strongly urge you listen. Even if you don't listen to the whole thing, that's fine. That's perfectly okay. I do suggest that you listen about 36, 37 minutes in. I asked Devon to tell a story, any story about The Undertaker, who obviously is retiring, so to speak. We'll cover that here on the show. And by we, I mean you and me, because my co-host, I'll be a few minutes late. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, no, I don't want to give Ballz too much crap on that. It's out of his control on this one. But listen to Devon's snippet. Listen to Devon's story. It is amazing. Now, I don't know if you gotta watch the stream, if you listen on the audio, if you subscribe to the audio podcast, whatever. It's fine. It's all right. Listen to that story if you haven't already, because oh my God, it is brilliant. Great story. You're like, no, that's The Undertaker would not do that. He does. Craziest Undertaker story you're going to hear. So make sure to check that out if you haven't done so. And if you don't mind, if you're watching this, you probably already gave us a like, but feel free to share it. That's how we continue to get bigger and better. And I know Devon, he wants more. He wants more numbers. He wants more viewers and whatnot watching at one time and everything. So I don't even know. Can you even see that button? Can you even see? Or is it just the low blow I'm pointing at? Either way. We need to get those numbers up. So whatever you can do to help the cause, I would truly appreciate it. If that's sharing Spotify, if that's letting people, recommending us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, or just liking all of our pages, liking all of our shit. That's fine too. Appreciate that. Thank you to everybody tuning in, giving us that like and follow. Double checking, making sure he's not writing me. So what do you want to talk about? I got my plans with my co-host, I wonder if he's pranking me. Now that I'm thinking about it, it'd be like, oh yeah, I'll be right there. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes goes around. He probably, it'd be like, oh, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. We'll see if he actually shows up. But what do you want to talk about in the meantime? Anything? Hell, it doesn't even have to be wrestling if you don't want to. But really, whatever you want. It does remind me, though. I had a former coworker. He was a sales guy who was very, very good about saying, "Oh, I'm 5 minutes out," over and over again. Like, "Oh, hey, you going to be here at the live broadcast?" Yeah. 5 minutes out, no matter where he was at. He could have been across freaking state lines and it had been like 5 minutes out every time. So I'm hoping that's not the case with my co-host Ballz. What's going on? How are you doing, young lady? Nice to see some people popping in here and whatnot, saying hi. And definitely appreciate that. Probably on island time. Possibly. Or universe time. Ballz, I don't know if you know. I think I could say it. He works for GalaxyCon. There, it's out there now. I don't know. I think he has mentioned that before. But he had some I don't know. He had some live interview thing that he wasn't hosting, but he was monitoring to make sure people behave themselves. I don't know if you know this with any of these like Zoom calls or these StreamYard conferences that people do. You can buy the ability to have like 2-minute conversations with these celebrities. Not all the celebrities, but a lot of them. And it's not, dare I say, 100% private, because they got to make sure you're behaving yourself, you pervert. Yeah, I'm talking to you, because people would probably take that online. Like, if you got a male star, it's not going to be too bad in most cases, but you never know. You get a female star, you get one dude's like, oh, you're so hot. And then it gets awkward and whatnot. So we don't want that. Comment from Twitch. Loyalty JTTV. JTTV. What's going on? How are you doing? I appreciate that. Twitch is brand new. We just started Twitch a week ago. Which, as I said on last week's show, the webmaster set it up and left me to do everything. So if the page doesn't look great, it's because I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Life getting in the way. Laura agreeing 5 minutes is the new 30 minutes. 5 minutes out. 5 minutes out. I'll be a few minutes late. He's 10 minutes now. I think we keep... How do we... He doesn't get paid, so how do we dock Ballz' pay for this? Like, we can't dock him points. We don't earn points. But how could we do that? How could we do that? Thank you. I appreciate that. Been loving these wrestling talk shows. We keep doing them. We've been doing them 14 years. September will be 15 years, and it's batshit nuts, man. That is absolutely crazy. If any of you who are wrestling audio fans, long time, new time, whatever, we do have a new store. We moved off of Amazon because Amazon was just being a giant D-bag. And that's all right. They just kept raising prices, and we weren't making any money. And that's fine. We just want to get our logo out there. But Amazon just kept raising the prices over and over again. So we moved over to Teespring last week. And I'm going to show an example here in a few moments. I actually wanted to get Ballz' reaction, but he's not here. So anyway, if you do want to, there's also Mofo shirts, Mo Lightning, new NW Mo. Mo's taking over stuff. But anyway, you can get 5% off your order. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but hey, every little bit adds up. So keep that in mind. Ooh, okay, here we go. Every minute late beyond 15, he has to clean the Porta Johns at the 2021 State Fair. Yeah, I like that. I'm all right with that. What program are we using for this live talk? Well, it's StreamYard, where there's 3 different versions of StreamYard. There's a free version, and then there's 2 paid versions, a basic and a premium. We started with basic, and then Mr. Celebrity WWE Hall of Famer Devon Dudley said, we need more streams. We need to expand this. So we went to the premium because the basic could only have 2 feeds. So we were doing the Mo Lightning and the Wrestling Audio Facebook pages. That's it. But if we wanted to expand to Twitch, we wanted to expand to YouTube, if we want to be able to put this on wrestlingaudio.com, so there's a live feed there the whole time, we had to upgrade. So we're paying for it right now, but we'll be all right. I think I actually convinced Mr. Hall of Famer to cover that cost. But that's what we're doing here. We can also have like up to 16 people, maybe even more. It's not as much as you could do on Zoom, but it's much easier to control. I love this program. StreamYard is great. Allows us to save the audio and video afterwards, which is great. There you go. I'm just going to call you Jay. Is that okay? Jay says, I have a big hot take. Can I share it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Please bring it on. Is your co-host working for Amazon? It's possible. He got lost in the warehouse. Yeah, Amazon shorted me 11 cans of salmon on my... How do they short you 11? Like, that's almost impressive right there. I don't know. Laura, thanks for the answer. I'm zooming, but I like the features of StreamYard. Yeah, I mean, Zoom's great. I mean, Zoom's awesome as well. StreamYard, though, with all of these, items here, all of the different things that you can play with. I love you can change the color schemes. This is what my co-host should look like. I'm gonna. So you can have a lot of fun with all of the different items that we can do with it. I mean, hell, I surprised Devon with this beauty on the show yesterday. See if you could actually pinpoint the moment if you're watching the live stream. See if you could pinpoint the moment that he noticed it, because he starts dying of laughter and he's trying not to interrupt Bobby Lashley. So that's great right there. Pinch his head. Wait, well, then I have to go back to, okay, hold on. I have to, okay, all right. All right, so there you go. So this is what happens when I have to host a show without a co-host. For me, Ministry Taker is the best. I agree. The Lord of Darkness Undertaker was outstanding. He actually, to me, looked the most badass at that time. So that Ballz looks like Chaz. Of the headbangers, I like that. I like that as well. I agree. He hates that picture because it's outdated by like 5 years. All right, so here's the hot take that Jay was mentioning a few moments ago. Impact Wrestling 2012-2013 with Jeff Hardy, Bobby Roode, and the Aces and Eights, along with James Storms and others, the best wrestling in that time. I don't disagree with you. That was Impact had a great run for a couple of years there. I would say the late aughts, 2008, 2009, Impact was great when you had the Styles, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels in your main event scene, and then a couple years off. But you're right, that 2012 movement right around there was actually pretty good. And oh my god,
what is the 2012 movement? Somebody fill me in on something.
No, you have a lot of explaining to do. We've been hosting a show without you.
I noticed. I saw the Facebook thing saying you went live without me.
Well, that's what you get. People are wondering if you work for Amazon, because Amazon forgetting to fulfill orders and everything. And
no, that wasn't me. I totally did not read that when you put it.
Everyone's been my host.
I appreciate that, Tamara.
This has been a great show. I'm like, at this point, I mean, might as well just get rid of you and just
that's true.
Just me. Everything all right? Everything good in your world?
Everything's good in my world. Just, the day job, old people and technology didn't really go as smooth as I thought it was going to.
I get that.
Yeah. But it was good. So I saw a little blurb come up and it said Impact Wrestling 2012, 2013, Jeff Hardy. And then I stopped reading. And the Aces and Eights, as long as James.
That's wrestling at that time. That's what Jay is saying on Twitch.
I mean, I'd have to go back and remember what the heck WWE was doing at the time, but you could definitely make that argument. Nothing. Nothing. I feel like that probably already came up. Furlough
balls after this. I was asking what kind of punishment I could bestow upon you since I don't pay you.
That's what I was gonna say. Can you furlough someone that doesn't make any money at this?
I mean, I can't dock your pay. I can't dock my own pay. I can't give myself a raise because none of us are making money on this one. But there's got to be some way to punish you. And there was one good suggestion here. There we go. For every minute late beyond 15,
he has to clean porta-johns at a 2021 state fair. Wow, Anthony. First of all, wow.
I think that's fair. I think Anthony's got a great mind for this.
I feel like he had that in his brain somewhere for something else, and it just popped up for this.
God, I hope somebody asks about punishment this week, because I got the perfect punishment.
Like, who thinks about that? Or is your day job cleaning porta potties at state fairs?
He just doesn't want to do it.
That he's trying to get me to do it for him so that he doesn't have to do it no more.
Now, he also didn't say which state fair, so I mean, it could be worse. Can
I pick one that's canceled?
Well, 2021 is what he said.
Oh, damn it. You're right.
Which at this point could be canceled too.
That's true.
So I did get a surprise. I talked about this briefly, but I didn't tell everybody yet. I ordered a few items from the new wrestling audio store online.
Ooh.
And
look at that.
got the first one. Got the God. I really suck at the direction of the camera.
I do too. I keep moving the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I like the tank top.
Yeah. So
By like, I mean, I'll never wear a tank top, but I appreciate that you'll wear a tank top.
Yeah, I'm not getting any smaller during this quarantine, so I'm going for the fat man comfort look. I mean, I just hang out and be like, my tank top.
I just have no muscle whatsoever, so I look weird in tank tops.
I'm losing all that too, but it's comfortable. And I just kind of wanted to see. I wanted to try the different ones and see what they were like. I will put this up on the screen if people want to save money, but that's where you find us. I also have the NW Mo shirt coming, and I have a new Mofo shirt coming as well. So, but I got the different blends. Like if you go to Teespring, not just you, Ballz, but anybody, the selection is crazy packed.
Oh yeah,
we can keep adding and adding and adding. And so there's like 3 different types of t-shirts, like tri-blend, classic shirt. I'm like, so I just tried, like, I ordered 3 different somethings just to be able to hopefully tell what the difference is.
Now, I love now that any stupid idea we come up with, we can create stuff out of.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any stupid thing could become.
And we have many stupid ideas.
That's the best part. So many stupid ideas went unused in the last 15 years. Ooh, state employee. But okay, are you working though, Anthony? Or are you furloughed?
Yeah. Nice merch. Hell yeah, that's nice merch.
Yeah. Somebody should buy some.
We've had a few purchases already. Our Mr. Webmaster's like, did you promote the code? We've already got a few purchases. And I'm like, I haven't. People just like us. Not many, but some people like it.
Hey, that's all we ask for.
No, no, this one. Sorry. Make him eat hot dog soup.
Wow. You guys are not. I mean, if it was my fault for being late, yes, I get that. But I didn't choose to be late.
And Anthony works every day, and he's thankful for that.
Amen. Amen. It could be so
you were asking what was going on in 2012 in WWE world. That was Brock Lesnar, CM Punk title reign. So, yeah, so that was pretty good, too.
Yeah, no, I remember. Thank you, Jay, for doing our research for us. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, if we were more professional, we would look into it ourselves, but...
Right? Like, I'd Google, like, I have a monitor. I could do things. But
I mean, I showed up on time, so I'm professional. I figure at this point, if we have any questions, it's your responsibility.
Right? I mean, speaking of unprofessionalism, I didn't even do my homework from last week's show. So... That's how busy the day job has been. I just haven't been able to do it. And my homework was to watch Randy Orton Edge. Like, that would be hard. But it's so hard to actually do current wrestling and go back and watch something and work constantly. Whatever.
Son of a bitch. That's fine, though. Don't worry. You're like, oh, I need a picture up on the thing today, though, from my high-low list. So, you got that for me.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I even numbered my high-low list this time. I went one step up in professionalism in the last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bravo. I'm so proud of you. We're going to start with 6 things on my mind, which is almost just like a shit we need to cover list.
I was going to say, at least I did a high-low list.
Yeah, I'm too busy hosting podcasts with, Hall of Famers and getting us dirt sheet coverage. Just dirt sheet coverage, though, not actual real sites. But
no.
So, all right. So, item number 1 that I'd asked you ahead of time, make sure this wasn't going to be on your list. What's the over-under Taker on him staying retired? Now, this is just this could be a general Undertaker topic. I believe we had Brian write in right before you were coming in. Mentioning that Ministry Taker, the Lord of Darkness, best incarnation of the character, which I personally agree with that. That was my favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely a good incarnation. I appreciate how he reinvented himself as the American Badass, where he got to keep characteristics of it, but tweak everything and bring it a little more modern. I appreciate that. For the question, though, the over-under on his retirement, I think he's done. I would say, okay, I guess what's the in-ring matches he's done? Does he show up and chokeslam someone?
Oh, yeah.
Probably, maybe, yeah.
Right.
But bell to bell in-ring matches, I think he's done. I think if you watch the last episode of the Last Ride documentary, I think he still is very much like, his brother's death shook him. Kobe Bryant's death shook him.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be at home with his kids. I think he's done as far as matches go.
I disagree. Nobody ever retires in pro wrestling. So, I mean,
I get that.
Yeah. So, and nobody will be able to convince me. Nobody was able to convince me otherwise before. And now with Edge and Shawn Michaels coming back, then my mind's made up forever. But as we said last week, I can't imagine he calls it quits completely from in-ring competition without being in front of that live crowd.
No, I agree. There's definitely drawbacks to it, but I don't know. I mean, just based off the episode, I would say his state of mind when that was done is he's done. I do wonder if they filmed it multiple ways, where it was like right before it aired, they're like, "This is the one we're going with. Are you still feeling this way?" He's like, "Yes, green light."
Films it, gets everybody's response, but everybody's not quite sure which ending they're going to see. Like, okay, they interviewed me about his retirement. Is that going to happen? Thank God that this happened here. Thank God that AC is here with our boo.
I appreciate that.
He provides the booze for this show.
I wish I had booze for this show.
Yeah, you need it. You need it, buddy. So anybody else want to chime in? Do you really think Undertaker's done? It was a great send-off to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Great moment. And I do believe that he is content with how things are wrapping up. I can't imagine that he doesn't have something in front of that live crowd that maybe it's not a full match necessarily, but something more than a choke slam to be a send-off,
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think he appears in front of a live crowd. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame, so he's going to show up in front of a live crowd and interact with somebody at some point. So I do feel like there's moments we'll still get, but as far as in-ring competition, I think he's done.
Okay, all right, and it's funny that the next topic of conversation here, Anthony, once again interacting. Will WWE shut down completely now with the new COVID cases? Item number 2 on my mind would be Friday Night Sick Down. The COVID-19 crisis, where
you do not get enough credit for the puns you've been put into these.
Thank you, and they're only going to get worse and worse, really, over time. I mean,
that's kind of that's how puns work, really. But
this is true. So we got 3 wrestlers, superstars, employees that are outright open this week about having the Rona. Renee Young, which I love all the conspiracy theories that some people honestly believe WWE did this on purpose to take Moxley out of action for AE. Oh my God, that makes my head hurt. Ugh.
I mean, I don't believe that, but man, if that was legit,
some good drugs.
Oh man, no. I do not think WWE will stop. I don't.
Okay. All right.
I don't think if they were going to stop, they would have done it already. I think we might get even more bare bones or so punny. Mo is so punny. I like it better when I said no is so punny.
No is so punny works. Yeah. Mo is so punny. Boo. No is so punny. Yay.
No, but I do not think they'll slow down. I think if anything, they'll just find other people like when we first had COVID and all these NXT people were getting matches on Raw and SmackDown. I think we may end up going into more of that. I mean, I do think obviously they'll still continue to do a lot more testing, a lot more rigorous testing. I read that they were doing drive-up testing today instead of like getting out of your car. Exactly. But I don't think they'll stop. I think they have ad revenue. I think they have contracts with the television companies, with Fox and USA. I think there's too many downsides involved in them stopping production completely.
I believe they believe that, but I wonder if there will be outside forces that possibly, make them. Right now, they're essential. In Florida, but as Florida has seen this week, they are skyrocketing up as Fandango would dance. That's what Corona's doing right now.
Rona dance.
Yeah, he's doing the Rona dance, and Eric Young's doing that too. But
yeah,
if it gets that bad, they're gonna have to start shutting things down. And if one spot gets that bad, if one company gets that bad,
you would think so. I don't know.
Let's be honest. How the hell did WWE go this long without at least a public positive, result?
I don't know, because let's be honest with obviously we don't know everyone, but of the three that have done it, one is barely employed by WWE in Renee Young. Her show just got canceled. She does some backstage interviewing.
Harsh.
Well, it's true though. Adam Pearce is a producer, so he's not on camera. Kayla Braxton is on-stage interviewer. They'll bring someone else in. They'll just find a way. Something major would have to happen for them to shut down.
If they choose to shut down again, I'm of the belief that they won't choose to shut down. It may just be deemed that it's just too unsafe for employees by whatever governing body above them is going to do so. Notice I have the X2 by Kayla Braxton. This is her second bout with it, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize. I saw that on Twitter that she had it in March or something. Mm-hmm. And then it came back because she posted, she's like, "You're not immune to it once you get it once. Like, I thought I was stupid." Herd immunity. There's rock concerts next month in Wisconsin called the Herd Immunity Tour or festival, whatever. Static X is a part of it. It's not the real Static X, so it's fine. It's Static X without Wayne Static, but it's still Static X. He's the only important member of Static X. We could go into a whole nother discussion about bands losing their front man, and it could still be bands. I mean, they can. I'm not arguing they're not a band. I'm just saying they're not important or relevant. Do you want to go there, son? You want to do that? Let's do this. Let's scrap scrap the show. Scrap everything. I mean, you already scrapped showing up on time, so what's one more thing? Exhibit A, drowning pool. Lines the pockets of Trump. Trump supports the governor of Florida. Yes, I mean, that's all true, but it may not necessarily be up to them. I mean, this could be something that if it's that bad, if we find out there's many more cases there, they shut the building down, and then WWE's got to go somewhere else to do. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible WWE can avoid this, but I just really hope that things are contained. You talk about Adam Pearce; he's just a producer, but Adam Pearce interacts with everybody face to face. Oh, absolutely. No, I don't. It doesn't have to be in the ring. You talk about in the ring, but right now that roster's already pretty thin. Oh, absolutely. So you're like, they'll just find more people. And I can't wait for Aaliyah to headline Raw one of these weeks. I mean, Roman's never coming back if this continues. We're going to see Roman in 2023 once we have a vaccine. Yes. Yes. So, if WWE shuts down, will AEW take over the wrestling scene? Ooh. They'll try. Yeah. I mean, but judging by the ratings this week, wrestling interest in general is down right now. So and let's be honest, like not only are there a lot of like interpromotional marriages and relationships, a lot of those people just hang out together anyway. So you're not wrong. Once one starts to really get infected, you would imagine AEW would start to feel that way too. And WWE won't stop producing shows, even if worst case scenario happens. And I am correct that there is a shutdown of live production from WWE. When the pandemic first started, WWE was doing those old pay-per-view matches that they were doing, the Rumble matches, they were doing the WrestleMania matches, and ratings were up for those. As much as us fans for those segments, not the shows, but the segments, they were up. I didn't know that. I don't do research. It's sad but true. And Jay here has got the right idea. Watching the wrestling shows today are very depressing, and it's true, dude. You're not wrong. Yeah, And all the wrestlers will talk about that too. They all mention it. I love if you watch or listen to Table Talk. Devon's very, they're all professionals. It's frustrating. They live
totally
off of that interaction, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope WWE can contain all of this properly. But
yeah,
if they do get shut down, AEW hopefully is using safer measures then.
Yeah.
But even then, WWE can still just put out old. They have a whole network of content they can dig through. So
yes,
maybe they just re-air a classic episode of Monday Night Raw and then ratings skyrocket again.
It'll be what they'll do is like this day in Raw history, and it's just random matches from previous Raws that aired that year.
I'll just do it in its entirety. Start at 98. Just air Raw in its entirety every week. Ratings go back up. WWE fires their whole roster because they only need the classics, you know.
AEW comes out to give you results of what happened already.
So tonight, Mick Foley wins the title.
Exactly.
And Chris Jericho says, that'll put butts in seats.
That'd be amazing.
Canceled wrestlers in the cancel culture. This is not a good week to be between the COVID and between the cancel culture and the speaking out movement. It's not a good week to be a wrestler, specifically a male wrestler. Even though, Keith Lee shared his own story about speaking out and how he was drugged. So it can happen to anybody. But this was like when it rains, it pours. And from AEW's Sammy to Joey Ryan to all of these guys, there's a lot of stars that don't have jobs right now, have to reflect on their jobs right now, maybe don't even have careers moving forward.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on with that. And I knew at some point we would have to talk about this, but I didn't know. I mean, because really it seemed like it all started last week or almost soon after we recorded is when it really started to hit. There was some stuff in the NXT UK guys and different things. And then it kind of snowballed from there. And bravo. Like if you have the ability to speak out and the I don't know if confidence is the right word, but yes, absolutely. And bravo to you. Cause I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Not only does it suck, obviously, for everyone that it's happened to, but it sucks for fans that are, fans of certain people. And then these things come out against people that
you look up to them.
Yeah, you look up to them. You're a fan and you're like, oh man, this completely changes everything that I thought. And especially with, you mentioned cancel culture as that faction, it lost, I think, 2 members.
Yeah, out
of this group, and Joey Ryan and I think it was Dave Christ. I don't remember which Christ. It was Dave. Okay,
I believe it was Dave.
But and both for different reasons, different things, and it's just a crazy thing. And it's not just happening in wrestling. Like I'm seeing a lot of stuff happen in the video game, the streamer community.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, guys being douchebags and taking advantage of anyone that needs help and there's mentorship is just effed up in general. Like I can't imagine, and I also don't feel like I can give a full just qualified response because I just don't.
Yeah, it's a touchy subject, of course, and we don't want to bring things down too much, but kudos to anybody speaking up and telling their story and being brave enough to do so, because I've talked to somebody about this, and this somebody's like, well, why'd they wait so long? What took them so long? If there was an issue, it's like there's so many reasons why. It could be fear of their life. It could be fear for their job. It could be a repressed memory. I'm like, there are so many different reasons behind it.
No, absolutely.
What I do want to address is how the companies are handling it. Because again, there are people that want everybody's heads. Joey Ryan fired, Chris fired, but Sammy Guevara of AEW suspended, and his pay during his suspension going towards women's charities.
Yes.
And he's got to go through harassment training. Like they're working with him. His comments, he talked about how he wanted to, when he saw Sasha Banks in 2016, he wanted to rape her.
Yeah.
which is a very strong way of saying he's attracted to her.
Yes.
We know what he was trying to say. And then the host moved on. Oh, you had a tryout and started talking about that. So it was a comment passing. Still wrong. I mean, nobody's debating that.
Yes. No.
But it was also years before he joined AEW. So for people to want his head for it, I think it's a little wrong, because 4 years ago, I'm not the same person I am now. 10 years ago, I'm not the same person.
No, me either.
So I like the opportunity to rehab, and start anew, because we're hopefully always learning and growing and evolving as people. So he's got a chance to learn from this.
And obviously, like, we're two like dudes talking about this. So, I mean, it could be completely different. But in my personal opinion, there's a difference between saying the words and actually going the route of taking advantage of someone.
Right. And
so there should be different levels of punishment. And obviously, I think everything needs vetted. It is a shame if any of these people accusing things are people trying to take advantage of, like, if you straight up had sex with someone and it was consensual then, but you regret it now, coming out and saying that they took advantage of you is wrong. Like, yeah, you regret it, but he didn't rape you. Like,
right. Which is similar to what Jay just pointed out, that in 2017, Rich Swann kicked out the door for a false statement that even his wife admitted was false. But he had to suffer from that.
Yes.
In Guevara's case, it was a one-off comment.
Yeah.
To our knowledge, he didn't continue this statement elsewhere.
Yes.
Joey Ryan has apparently a really bad history of this, where he should have learned from it. He's old enough to know from it. But at the same time, if he's never been punished for it, what's to stop him from keeping doing it?
Yeah, I mean, and stuff with like for Joey Ryan, for example, it's that once, and this kind of goes back to what took people so long, is once one person had the confidence to come forward, other people saw that and went, that happened to me too. And then they were vocal about it. And I think that's the whole thing, is it just takes that one person. But is outright firing them the answer? Some situations, yes. But like WWE, like allegations against Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
But his lawyer then coming out and saying, we have documented evidence that this woman has harassed Riddle and his wife. Like, we're looking into this. Yeah. And at that point, you're like, well, this woman is just trying to take advantage of other people coming out to try to get Matt Riddle fired. So I do think things need looked into.
And I agree with that as well. It's people have a mindset and a mentality, and there is a lot of boys clubs out there, especially in sport, pro wrestling, where there's a lot of old school mentality behind it, where that's just the way they are. Right or wrong, that's the way people have thought of this. But if, like, WWE sponsors rehab, so even if you're a former star, WWE will send you to rehab. And to me, firing a Sammy Guevara for his statement from before he even worked in the company, to me, would be a little extreme.
Yeah.
Because he can't learn from it. It's like saying, okay, well, you've fallen off the wagon again, and you're too drunk, you're too high on drugs. We're not going to help you. You're on your own. And that's inhumane as well. And I think Sammy's going to learn from it. He's going to be fine. But there are other individuals that obviously need to really reflect on life. The one thing that bothered me is the people, they want to call for Sammy's head. They want AEW to fire him. Okay. If you have that belief, cool. We're not gonna stop you right there. But when people start calling for the podcast host to apologize because he didn't stop to do it, like a real professional would have, like, what did you just say? You can't say that. And it's like,
I don't know if that's true.
As a guy who does a show, if at least one show every single day, sometimes you just want to move on because you're like, or you're just so caught up, you're like, wait, did he say? Okay, well, we've already moved on.
I think in some of those instances, like sometimes it's just better to go and, we both do done conventions, hosting. If something like that would have been said on a panel, you immediately change the subject. You don't grill the celebrity on stage about what they said. Right. Yeah, you change the topic and get the hell out of there. Like,
and that podcast host had Sammy on the show. Maybe this was a gateway, an open door to other celebrities that if he shuts this one down and like, oh, let's keep talking about that rape comment.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, Impact, WWE, now AEW, these companies like, we don't want to talk to those guys. We don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
This is what he's going to dwell on. And so there's so many factors, but the way that people are just so bloodthirsty right now, it's scary almost.
No,
I mean, it's scary that people are doing this, that we all agree on, but the podcast host, just ask him why he didn't before you call for his head.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that seems a little much here. Moving on. Five-time Mr. Perfect. Booker T sang on a podcast this week. He and Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, never wrestled each other.
Really?
And that's one of his big regrets, is that he never got a chance. He tried for it in WCW, but he never got it to happen. Supposedly, Mr. Perfect, when he came back to WWE in the 2000s for that brief run, wanted to hand over the title to Booker T.
Really?
He wanted to move the Mr. Perfect title over to Booker T. The host of the podcast said he had heard the rumor. Booker T said that supposedly it was true. And that got me thinking, I would love if more of these former stars that know that their better days are behind them or they can't wrestle anymore, to actually move the nickname over to the next star.
I mean, it used to happen with the Nature Boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, that happened.
And I know we tried. The Ric Flair tried with AJ Styles and TNA, and he tried with The Miz in WWE, or The Miz tried with Ric Flair. So, I mean, Charlotte could probably take, the natural. I mean, like, she kind of has that. Damn genetics, and genes and family and relatives helping her out. But yeah, the Mr. Perfect title would be great. I mean, maybe not like the Undertaker, Bray Wyatt. I mean, you don't have to go that far, but if you got a really good nickname, I think it'd be awesome to move up. Like, I always thought about that with bands too. Yeah. Like, Metallica's ready to call it quits. If Lars is ready to retire, replace him on drums, get that new guy in the system so people start liking him. And then Robert hits the road, and then Kirk hits the road, then James hits the road or whatever. And then you got Metallica 2030, and the name continues. Metallica becomes the longest running band in the history of the world. Yeah,
just by swapping out members. No, I got you.
The band that
the problem with that,
Metallica song title, by the way.
It does, absolutely. No, the problem with that now is, like, nicknames, number one, they don't last as long as they did, in the 80s, maybe early 90s.
Gotta get that new t-shirt.
They just aren't as good. Like, I mean, there's, dozens of you can go through dozens and dozens of the Psychopath, the Samoan Submission Machine. Like, Samoa Joe's had dozens. Drew McIntyre's had like 40. Like,
the only thing they share is that chant. Oscar's gonna kill you. Joe's gonna kill you. Like, everybody's gonna kill you, except for Bailey. At one point, was gonna hug you.
Bailey's gonna hug you, but not now.
Not now, no. Bailey's gonna cut you, bitch. It doesn't sound as good in the thing. No. I just thought that was interesting that Booker T said that Kurt Hennig wanted to move the Mr. Perfect moniker over to him, and one, huge compliment for Booker T there, and two, who knows where that would have taken Booker T's victory. I mean, he's already a Hall of Famer, and he's already been a world champion, but with that, hell, could have held him back. You're like, well, this last guy wasn't a world champion.
That's what I'm wondering. It's like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, would people have taken to it and accepted it? That's my thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Number 5 would be a follow-up to our Nexus reunion talk last week. No pun here. I just needed a follow-up thing. So it was revealed Ryback, if you believe him. Ryback said that the idea pitched to them and the contract pitched to the Nexus members was for an access signing.
Oh.
There was nothing in the ring planned. WWE did say they would consider it if the response was that good, but that's right there where Wade Bay, where Ryback and all these other guys are like, no, you're not going to actually use us. Why are we showing up?
Yeah. I mean, some of these guys, though, you think would be like, I could use some cash.
Yeah, but then you got like a Stu Bennett, a Wade Barrett, who might have complications with that, and it's got to be worth his time if he's going to have to go through those complications. And so I just thought that was interesting that the Nexus was just for a signing, which great if you're at Access, but why do a Nexus reunion if you're not going to have him on TV, you know, causing stuff, choking announcers with ties and everything, you know?
Right?
And then
at least, though, if it was Access signing, you could actually have Daniel Bryan in the group.
Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. If he even wants to. He'd be like, I moved on, guys.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'd choke other people now. All right. Last thing I got. I always like to do one off-topic thing now for the video stream. Refresh our brains a little bit. I want to get your thoughts. Michael Keaton being, I'm old Batman.
I'm old Batman. Oh, man. It's very cool. I initially, when I heard the news, I wasn't that excited about it. I mean,
I could tell. I like shared it with you, and you're like,
yeah, great.
F Michael Keaton. I hate that guy.
I don't know that I said that, but
it was close. Something like that.
It was meh, all right. And then, you know, I texted back to you. I was like, oh, well, I'd have to see what the use of him was. And then, you know, you kind of get the storyline where like, oh, the Flash goes back in time and it screws the timeline. Yeah. He saves his mommy and then it changes the timeline. And, you know, he comes back and Batman's Michael Keaton and he's old.
How do you have Michael Keaton come back without Danny DeVito's Penguin? I'm not just all I'm saying is you need to get those.
I don't know that you do. I think you could probably.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Only if he's like stuffed. He killed him, and he's a stuffed penguin.
That's fine. Just give me Danny DeVito on screen. That's all I care about.
It's not even really Danny DeVito.
But supposedly, this Batman's going to stick around a while. I was talking to Eric Davis of Fandango on the radio show, and the deal is supposed to be like a Nick Fury, Sam Jackson sort of role in the DC universe where he is a mentor to these younger heroes.
Oh, wow.
So this Flashpoint movie could really dick with the entire universe.
Yes, it absolutely can. I told you that I'd be down for him, you know, being old Batman in a Batman Beyond type movie.
Right.
I think that'd be awesome.
Which I wonder if that was a part of the plans too. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know that I need to see him as a mentor because this is the exact same thing that, okay, let me go on record. I'm okay with him coming back as Batman. I think it could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Fury role, I think that's overdoing Michael Keaton as Batman. And this is what they're doing with the action figures now too, is everything's Batman. DC has more to offer than that.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael Keaton doing a couple roles, sure. Michael Keaton in 11 movies as the linchpin that brings everything together. I don't think we need to go that route.
Actually, I'm okay with that. I mean,
I know you are. I don't.
Yeah, because he's old Batman.
Old Batman.
I just hope he wears the suit. Just put him in the suit. Come on, just put him in that suit where he can't turn the head. Come on.
And does that make all the 89 movies canon now? Like, is that all? Bring it all back, and
we're getting a multiverse. That's all that really matters right now. Is we're getting a multiverse in DC on the big screen, not just TV, because the TV's already got. Where the big screen's actually been, thanks to Ezra Miller's Flash, been confusing. Casual fans are going to be confused. But at one point, we're going to see. Well, maybe not Val Kilmer because he's crazy, but we're going to see George Clooney come back. We're going to see Michael Keaton. We're going to see Christian Bale. We're going to see Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson. They're all going to be one Batman in one scene that's going to really suck.
Well, yeah, because Clooney Batman is there.
While Sony, of all companies, will be laughing in their studios, be like, man, you guys are effing everything up. Our Spider-Verse with Toby and Andrew and Tom, we got this.
I don't know. If Batman beats him to it, and you have like 7 Batmen.
Yeah, well, Into the Spider-Verse 2 is already being made right now, so, you know.
That's animated, not live action.
So? It's still better. It's still a step in the right direction.
Oh well, yeah,
it was before. It would still
it was a damn good movie.
Hell, I'm surprised the Flash movie's even happening because Ezra Miller likes to throw down fans at meet and greets. So
like old ladies, wasn't it an old lady?
I don't think it was an old lady. I think it was just a woman who was just a loudmouth.
Oh, I thought it was an old lady.
I don't know, but I do have a Kaz story to tell. I'll do that at the end of the show.
Okay.
Want me to retell that story again? But I want to move over to your 6 things or your high-low list rather.
No, well, don't worry. We can blow through this because, as someone said earlier, watching wrestling is kind of depressing right now. So I kind of had to struggle for some of this stuff. But if you have my graphic ready, I want to talk about highlight number 6.
Here we go.
You know how exciting it is to be able to request graphics for stuff?
Okay. So give me a little bit of time. Thankfully, you only needed one graphic.
Yeah. So what this is, and like you wouldn't know what any of this is without looking at it. And this is going to be super weird for those listening to the audio version of this. So this was released today from Jeremy Padwar, he works for God damn it. He works for Jazzawares, which is the company behind the AEW action figures. AEW action figures are coming out within like the next month or so. This is a glimpse of a rendering that they're doing for the Orange Cassidy figure.
Of his crotch.
Yes, it's of his crotch, but it's to show off the fact that they have listened to fans and they are making hands that can go in the figure's pockets.
Which doesn't sound like much, but as people that collect.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
That's unique.
This is, as far as I know, not been done. And they don't look like denim cloth pants. They look like sculpted pants that are going to have a gap that you can fit the hands in, which I think is amazing.
I just hope it doesn't look too like these pictures look fine, but I just hope once they actually have to mold it that it's not like these really awkward like tumor pants that he's wearing.
Yes, just giant things.
These are my tumor pants.
This is where I keep my tumor.
My tumor pants.
Oh, but yeah, that's from an action figure collector. Like, there's so many. Like, I love it. But it also tells you that they're already working on wave 3.
And we were texting about that off air, and you're like, they better have a wave 3. They better be getting ready for wave 3.
Yeah. They did announce, I did see that the figures are going to be available at Walmart initially, and obviously Ringside Collectibles, which is who posted this link. And then they're supposed to branch out from there with a bunch of other exciting things. So hopefully we get a Series 3 announcement here within the next month or so. But yeah, number 6 highlight of my week. Really, honestly, it's higher than that. But since it was action figure related, I didn't want to take over the chart with it. But I love the fact that, Orange Cassidy getting
I have way too much fun with this, by the way.
You do, absolutely. So number 5 highlight, R-Truth confusing Nia Jax for Akira Tozawa. Because ninjas.
Yeah.
Because ninjas are masters of disguise. And Nia
Jax.
Like, are you kidding me, Truth? I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. Oh, this is so much better. Truth makes everything better. It's so much funnier when it does that.
And, to me, it was unintentional comedy, but I love that Tamina. Nia is just sitting in the chair. Like, she's just like,
yeah.
Like, so awkward that she's just sitting in the chair. It's like, she's not standing up and getting in his face. She's like, really, R-Truth?
Yeah. Or that's why I want to know, I want to know how much of it was planned. And I want to know how much of it was just like, hey, R-Truth, go out and mess with Nia Jax. And then it happens. And then Akira Tozawa shows up behind the announcers and he's like, 2 Akiras? Or 2 Tozawas?
R-Truth's good.
No, he is.
It's almost a shame he's wasted on comedy. I mean, he's really good at comedy.
Yeah. That's definitely
good.
Yeah. Oh, man. Highlight number 4, the main event from NXT, the triple threat. Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor. I thought the match was good. It was entertaining. And the right guy won. Keith Lee did not lose his title.
That the GIF is already a thing of Finn in the corner. And then Keith Lee just comes up from behind him, like all menacing and creeper-like. Oh, great. I love that it's a meme already.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, but it's so good. Coming up, I think it's July 8th, is now Adam Cole versus Keith Lee for both titles. Still interested to see how that goes, but hopefully now Balor and Gargano can move on to something else.
I think it's funny that Fighter Fest is announced by AEW, and then WWE's like, oh, by the way, the Great American Bash is coming up in like a few hours, so don't miss it.
By the way, Cody, we took this idea.
You don't respond to what AEW does, though, but the Great American Bash next week.
Totally needed. It'd be better if it would have been done in like August, where it was obviously not intentional.
Yeah,
that would have made me laugh.
I can't say WWE's not responding to AEW on this one, because if they had planned this ahead of time, maybe they would have announced it ahead of time. I don't know.
Yeah, more than 1 week notice.
Yeah, crazy.
Highlight number 3: Asuka finally getting a win over Charlotte.
Yeah,
It's that mountain she couldn't climb. Charlotte put Asuka over. Asuka still gets to look good as a champion. I think it was the right move all around.
Right. Oh, my brother.
Definitely. Testify. It's so little. It's like a little Devon.
That's what she said.
It probably is what she said. Sorry. I never go the right way first. I
feel bad for anybody listening to this podcast. Has no idea what we're doing right now.
No.
That's what you get for not streaming us live.
I feel bad for half the people watching it.
Good point.
Number 2 highlight: Jericho versus Orange Cassidy, the face-off. I love that Jericho. He's gonna take Cassidy until he runs out of juice, and then
sounds sexy.
He basically just tells him, "Hey, don't do all your crap, all the stuff that Orange Cassidy is famous for." My hands are in my pockets during this, just kicking in the shins, and then he does it anyway. So good.
I felt that.
You're right.
That was good.
I'm glad you played that off of that.
Yeah.
No.
By the way, what the hell does Jericho wear every week?
I don't know. I think Jericho's just like, what can I do this week?
Jericho's like, I got these rock star outfits I can't wear on stage, so I'm just going to wear them on AEW.
That's what it is. It's your gimmick. Put it over, I guess. But man, and then he just breaks the glasses.
Like back alley Shinsuke Nakamura outfit. That's
exactly what it is. No, but I love it. It's putting Orange Cassidy over. It's making people want to see Jericho get his ass kicked, which is the point.
This is selling Fighter Fest. That would sell Fighter Fest right there.
Yeah, and Fighter Fest is free, so it doesn't even matter.
True, but
yeah,
advertisers, people watching it. Product.
Eyeballs on the product. Highlight number 1 from Monday Night Raw: Edge's promo. Edge's promo was so good against Randy Orton.
Yeah,
it was filmed right.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was great. You can tell that him taking those years off and working on acting as a craft is really helping his promo work now. The pacing, the breathing, the intensity that he can bring to it. It's fantastic now.
Yeah, that if you have not seen Edge's promo this week, stop listening to us and just go watch it.
Do it after us.
Do it somewhere between.
I do think it's hilarious that he's bringing back the Rated R Superstar like a month after WWE let the copyright for Rated R Superstar go.
Maybe he'll be the rated PG-13, rated X. I don't know. He's got to work on that or get the rights back.
Yeah, they're immediately he said the words Rated R and they're like, crap. Legal's like, we need to get that again.
Yeah.
Lowlights from this week's Week in Wrestling. Lowlight number 6. We saw Ziggler come over. We saw Rude, or we didn't see Rude. We heard about Rude.
Yeah.
Is he still suspended? It feels like a really long suspension for Robert Roode.
No, I just think they have nothing for him. Except for the Rona.
We don't have anything for you. We're just going to use your name. But we know, or we feel.
Because we know. People like AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler. Come on, guys. Like, that's the trade. Those two. So you had to put somebody else in there.
Well, according to the internet, Mustafa Ali was on that trade as well. No mention of him. So that's my number 6 low light. Why send Mustafa Ali to Raw if you're not going to do anything with him? SmackDown wasn't doing anything with him, and they kept him there. Why not even
watching people on Raw? He's got that little GTV thing going on. Maybe.
I don't know that he does anymore.
Right.
Yeah, but why draft Mustafa and not do anything with him?
I can't turn my head. Okay.
You're Batman.
Old Batman.
Lola number 5. The anything you can do, I can do better series is over.
With a giant thud.
I thought, wah, wah.
Yeah.
I was entertained by it. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. I liked that it gave the Viking Raiders character. And at least it let them talk. Right. It gave them promo time. It made, Ivar's a ladies' man now. Like, who knew?
Ivar's
always no. Everyone else, no. But
no, I thought that was a horrible blow off. Like, this should have been like a 35, 45-minute match. You don't need to worry about getting the whole damn roster on Raw when you let these guys go take over 3/4 hours right there. And let this really be a competitive blow off to this long running series. But no, it was like 7 minutes and I'm gonna move on to the next thing.
No, that's exactly true.
Yeah.
Lola number 4, Charlotte got hurt. She's gone. I know last week I complained that Charlotte's everywhere, but it doesn't mean I want someone to get hurt. I just want them to stay on one show.
I don't think she's hurt. I think she's just written off of TV now. It's all or nothing for her at this point.
The way I understood it was I thought she had actually hurt herself, and then in like the kind of the rehab and that stuff for that, she's taking an extended break through possibly the Royal Rumble is what I read.
Yeah.
Like unless a storyline comes back that she likes, and then maybe Survivor Series.
Daddy did an interview, did a podcast as well this week, saying that she's got some outside ventures that she wants to get into. He didn't say too much about the surgery, but what I kind of reading between lines seems like it's more preventative. Preventative surgery. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what shoulder, knee. I don't know. So it seems like something that now's a good time. Just get it out of the way. And supposedly she's gotten offers from Hollywood. There's like fitness things reaching out to her. So I think she may dabble in that during some rehab and then probably come back, hopefully refreshed. And, if people, and I'm not saying this to pick on you or anything, but if people are tired of Charlotte Flair, this is the time. Other females need to step up now.
That's kind of what I was going to say is this is the time for other women to do something. Like Nia Jax constantly complaining. She's not who I want to step up, by the way, but her promo about, Charlotte always getting her way. This is where the other women need to show what they can do. And
there's no Becky right now. There's no Charlotte right now.
Yep.
This is, and I mean, I know you got Bayley and Sasha on a lot of programs, but you're going to continue seeing them on a lot of programs until someone else steps up. I mean, Asuka's been great, but now it's time for some of the other, and I'm looking more like main roster Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, so much
stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Natalia's been great over the last couple of weeks, by the way.
No, I do
her
too.
Little passive aggressive character that she's got going on right now. She's quite well.
Yeah.
Nathan just got here super late. Can we start back in the beginning and catch me up? We can, but then we have to remove him.
Say we can't even go back and catch me up, and I got here late.
Ballz was late, so I just started the show without him.
Yeah. And I didn't get to learn what happened in the 10 minutes I had before me. So,
although I could just keep him on, but then mute his mic. So he can't say anything. Yeah,
I know.
What else you got in lowlights, buddy?
Yeah, man. I lost my place now. Lowlight number 3 goes to the crowd for voting for broken Matt Hardy as the Matt Hardy to show up to face Santana on AEW. All the options you had, and you went with the one that's there all the time. Really? We could have had big money Matt. We could have had old school Matt. We could have had Mattitude follower, Matt? Really? Come on, man.
What is
I hate the internet.
the internet sucks. At least he's not going to be called like Matty McBoatface or anything though. The internet loves that name.
Matty McBoatface.
Well, just McBoatface, you know. Cody McBoatface. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never let the internet name anything. It's either going to be something about Mick or it's going to be like, you know, Jew Hitler versus, you know, whatever. Yeah. Seriously, the internet does vote on that a lot.
Did you say Drew Hitler?
I did not.
Jew Hitler.
I did not.
I thought it was the worst option. I was like, I don't.
It is the worst option, but that's what the internet votes on. I'm not making that up.
But as a true podcast professional, I had to draw attention to it and go back and ask.
You can't just exactly.
No, you couldn't just let it go. For my reputation as a journalist, I had to ask you what this was.
Well, if we're going there, your ass looks great today.
Thanks.
I'm just speaking out.
Okay, great. I'm not going to dwell on that one because I don't even want. I'm like, low light number 2, and I kind of brought this up earlier. The fact that it feels like NXT is spinning wheels. I mean, yeah, there's stuff going on with like the Undisputed Era and Dexter Lumis or Priest and Grimes, which I feel they've already done. So I don't know why we're back at it. I'm hoping that with Keith Lee keeping the titles, it frees Gargano and Balor up to go do other stuff and start storylines with other people.
Right.
But I don't know. I just like I watched NXT and I was like, well, it's good, but outside of these main 1 or 2 storylines, I'm not invested in anything right now.
Right. I do like the Robert Stone stuff going on right now, and I like the stipulation that if Rhea actually loses in that 2-on-1 match, that she has to join the Robert Stone brand. So I do like that, and I think he's a good enough character that he can make that worse. Anthony left to watch the Edge promo. Thanks for listening to me. You didn't miss anything, but glad you enjoyed the promo.
No, it was a good promo. Very good. When did that stipulation come out? Because I didn't see that stipulation for Robert Stone.
That was one of the backstage things with Regal, on the monitor things. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay. I don't know how I missed that then. Low light number. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Low light number 1, Night of Champions. Or a night of, did they call it? It was something like Night of Champions, is what Raw was dubbed.
Right.
1 title changed hands, and it was the 24/7 championship that changes hands every 15 minutes.
They didn't call it the Night of Championship title switches.
No, but when something is the Night of Champions, you kind of expect. No?
Yeah.
No? Me?
No, I expect
longer matches.
High quality matches. And
we got longer. Did we? I think your relationship with Devon is clouding your judgment on WWE matches.
And we got great. I just can't say it.
We got matches.
We got matches. Thank you. Yes.
We got some matches.
We got matches. Yes.
Yes, we did.
And we started fires. Wrong matches.
Wrong matches. Nope, absolutely.
So that was number 1 low light.
That was number 1 low light.
What was your score of the week?
I gave it a 4. I enjoyed it, but I think everyone is spinning their wheels at this point.
That's much kinder than I would give it. So well done. Well done there.
Yeah.
So last thing here, this week, Wednesday, was the 9th anniversary of an infamous picture, which follows an infamous podcast here on the site. And I asked people on the posting of the picture, do you want to hear the story again, or do we just move on? Because I've told the story a million times.
You have.
So I'm like, people don't want to hear it again. And almost unanimously, people are like, yeah, I want to hear it.
I want to hear it. Hey.
Now, Dave, our British host, he had said he wanted a snippet of it. I don't know that much about StreamYard yet to be able to do that or not. So give me time to figure that out. So I don't have the snippet of that there.
No, that's fine.
See the story. People are excited.
Yeah, no, I do think it means no, God, I've heard it so many times. But it's a good story, and it's fun, and people, That just means that some of these people are new and haven't heard it, which is always good to have new fans.
Yes. And I really hope eventually we get to the point where on Table Talk, Devon just invites Kaz onto the show. Oh, by the way, I got Kaz for next week. And I'll be like, yeah, giant F-bomb going to come up. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's bring this on.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So I don't remember exactly what year. I could probably go back on the site, go in the archives and figure it out. But early in the life of wrestling audio within the first couple of years. Yeah. And again, we're going on 15 this September. I had a really good contact with TNA Wrestling. And so I was doing a series of interviews of the different stars. So I'd already talked to Jeff Jarrett that day, and I'd already talked to Abyss.
Yeah.
I remember that day specifically. And they weren't live on the air, but they were recorded, bing, bang, boom, so I could space them out, play them later. Wrestling audio got a benefit from it. This is a radio station recording. So Kaz was the last one. Frankie Kazarian. Yeah. And at the time, Kazarian was in, is he still married to Tracy Brooks?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Well done. So she was a knockout in the company, and there was a lot of rumors that he was getting a side piece. He was getting some side action, getting some strange. And TNA at that time was using a lot of storylines, like real life gossip towards storylines.
Yeah.
And, I try not to be a shock journalist where I'm like, so you cheating on your wife there for storylines? Like, I was trying to build up to, has TNA approached you about this?
Yeah.
Would you, it's obviously not flattering, but could you use this? Because I think he was actually a heel at the time, too.
I think so. Yeah.
So I started off the interview normal. I asked him why he draws a square, and he's like, nobody's ever asked me that before. It's because I'm framing the artwork you're about to see. And so we got off on a good track, but I start asking this question. And he does not want to answer this. And, I was younger, dumber than I am now. So now I would probably just move on or find a much more craftful way to get to it. But I kind of just keep plugging forward. And he really doesn't want to hear it, to the point where he gets very mad at me. He hangs up.
Yeah.
He hangs up on the phone. The first time, I still want to say only time somebody's hung up on me intentionally. I mean, Devon hangs up on me all the time, but that's because reception and old man. But, so I think it's like I'm trying to rack my brain. I think that was the only time I've been hung up on by a celebrity. And I'm freaking out because I don't want to ruin my TNA connection. I'm like, I was trying to go somewhere with this interview. I was trying to ask this question. He wanted nothing to do with it. Part 2 of this story. So obviously that's infamous enough. Part 2 involves this.
Yeah.
Involves the picture here. That if you're listening to this at Wrestling Audio on Facebook, you can see the picture for yourself. So fast forward to the show that they were promoting.
Yes.
So this was a week later, 2 weeks later, not very long. TNA was coming to town and got tickets from TNA. The contact and everybody's like, fine, don't worry about it. Kaz is new to interviews. He's still kind of learning these things. Don't worry about it. So still get tickets to give away to the show. Still have my ticket. So me and my now ex-wife, but I was married at the time. We went to the show and had 4th row floor seats, and it was just a house show. It wasn't a televised event or anything. It was just a live event, as you can tell by the massive amount of crowds in the photo there. So that was an intermission, but Kaz is in the opening bout. And so I'm like, well, at least we're getting them out of the way first, and this is great. So Kaz, I don't even know who he's taking on.
I was going to ask if you remembered.
I think it may have been Chris Harris and James Storm. I think it may have been America's Most Wanted, because this wasn't beer money era yet.
No. Now I'm trying to figure out who Kaz would he have still been with Michael Shane at the time?
Maybe. I actually think that may have been the case. It was a tag match. I remember that. So it wasn't Daniels or wasn't any of those guys yet. So So he came out, and I might have more pictures from the event. I'll have to look into it. But he's coming out, and as they do, they get ready for the thing. He's got a shirt. Yeah, he takes off his shirt, throws it into the crowd. Guess who gets it? I didn't fight for it. This wasn't like, I need the shirt. No, literally, I'm like standing there, grumpy because he's there right in front of me, like 5-6 feet in front of me. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. Literally lands in my arms. The one time some kid or some fat ass other fan next to me, like get all like sweaty next to me, trying to take it, that would have been fine. I'm like, have it. Take it. You want it? I'll step out of the way. No, literally lands in my arms. A Kaz shirt. Ring-worn Kaz shirt. From the guy that hung up on me 2 weeks earlier. Match goes on. I don't remember who wins. I blacked it out. I try to repress that memory. Move on to the show. The show was actually quite entertaining. I think the main event was Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy, which really wasn't bad. But if you remember old TNA shows, they used to do signings in the intermission. A lot of stars would come out during intermission and sign autographs. A lot of them free.
Yes.
I really think it was only the main eventers that charged, like a Jeff Hardy or the Beautiful People. Some of the, I think even they were free, to be honest with you. But here I am. I have Kaz's shirt, and Kaz was announced for autographs. Like, well, if I'm going to have this dirtbag shirt, might as well get it signed, right? So I go, get it signed, and as you see in the photo, I have my wife take a picture with our digital camera, and I go ahead and get my thumbs down. He doesn't know any different. Security there doesn't know any different. Nothing. Other fans see this and laugh, but Kaz himself never looks anybody in the eye. At least at this autograph signing. Maybe he's better now.
Yeah.
People come a long way. I love the Bella twins. When we first met them, they weren't the kindest of individuals. No. People go through stuff. It's fine. But that signing right there in this picture, there, I can finger myself.
That's awkward.
Not the first time. And so don't ask for you want details, fine. Okay.
No one asked for details. And don't you dare put someone up when someone types details in the freaking chat bar.
So, well, that's going to happen. But
I know.
So see that kid? I mean, I know it's a smaller image, but you see that kid with a mohawk in front of the table? He's short. That kid was before me in line. Has never looked up even at the kid. Literally, that security guard would hand the next item, and he would just, in his silver Sharpie, sign the item and then hand it off and take the next thing. Would never give eye contact.
Wow.
Which I take as rude. But we know with dealing with celebrities, some are just shy or bashful. They don't know how to deal with people. So in hindsight, maybe he just didn't know. But at the time, he had hung up on me, so he was a dick.
Yeah. No, Nathan. No.
Laura loves how life brings things back around. Yeah, I'm like, I haven't caught too many items in wrestling before. Like, we've had a lot of great seats over the years. We've been very lucky, very privileged. Yes. You and I specifically have had many great contacts. Like, I had a great WWE sales contact for years. Now I got Diva. I was like, Wizard World and then Galaxy Con. We had the wrestling contacts. Yeah. We've been very lucky. We've been very fortunate. But I think that's like the only time I've ever caught something at a show. Was the one guy one of two guys, one of three guys I don't want anything from. Others being Randy Orton and D'Lo Brown. But that's
okay. Yeah. I was like,
D'Lo's long. That's a long standing hurt right there.
It cuts deep. I know.
I don't have time. I don't have the emotion for that one right now, for that story. But that's the long version. Maybe I can dig up the actual podcast. You actually make a good bobblehead. I'm not going to lie. That was actually pretty good.
That's D'Lo.
I know what you were trying to do. Yes, I was looking at the real deal now. I know. Woo! I thought you were gonna woo, but okay. But maybe I'll find the old audio, find the old podcast. It might actually still be up on the site, but if not, maybe I'll upload it to the app. So you have to download the app to listen to it. Let me go ahead and use this one again.
Ooh, there you go.
So anybody tuning in now wants to buy any shirts or cups. There's Ballz. There's great Ballz of Fire stuff.
There is great Ballz of Fire stuff. I have
not on golf balls yet because they don't offer those. But when they do, we're gonna put Ballz on balls,
as there should be.
Yeah, but 5% doesn't seem like a lot, but hey, every little bit helps there. And if you're wondering where to follow us, everywhere,
all the places.
Added Twitch today. Jay was one of our commenters today. Thank you for that interaction. YouTube, we're live on. Hell, I can link my LinkedIn if I want to.
I don't know why we would do that, but we can.
I know that would completely ruin any chance of me getting a job.
That is a good question, Nathan.
Shirt.
That is a good question, Nathan.
Yes. So we originally had planned that I was going to like trash it. We were going to like try to do everything's like throw axes at it and like run over it with a steamroller or something. Yeah,
it was going to be a little like weekly thing where we tried to like damage it in some way.
But then life got in the way of that, and then eventually just forgot about it. Yes. But since I have the shirt, and this was the 9th anniversary, I say hold on to it for one more year, and then on the 10-year anniversary, we officially destroy it, set it on fire, give it away. I don't know. We got a year to figure out what we want to do with that.
Giving it away is nice and all, but I feel like we'd get more content out of destroying it.
I mean, to me, it's probably therapeutic. I'm not gonna lie, it'd be therapeutic for me, but
especially now that we're doing stuff on video.
Yeah, I just don't know if I could set a fire here in my place, but I mean, my landlord will be fine with it.
We don't have to burn it. We'll figure we're creative people. We can come up with something.
Like burning it. At Wrestling Audio on all the socials, give us that like and follow. If you got ideas how we should burn it or other ways to destroy the shirt, you got a year to think about it. All right. The 10th anniversary, I'm going to get rid of this goddamn thing. Finally. But I'm like, I might as well hold on to it right now. 9 years.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's my official reaction. Ballz, thank you for showing up eventually. Appreciate that.
No problem.
That's and everybody else, thank you for showing up and interacting with us. Do truly appreciate that. Low Blow tries to go live around 8:05 Eastern every Thursday. It happens. Life gets in the way. Table Talk every Wednesday. And I'm trying to get Greg and to do the big show on video. Greg's like, I don't have a webcam. I'm like, you got a phone, don't you? Well, he would be so uncomfortable, and that's why I want him on camera.
I was gonna say, I got you.
So we'll see what happens, but we definitely got more fun lined up. Thank you again to everybody, and no, thank you, Laura, and thanks to everybody else except for Ballz.